Hello and welcome to the Sunday's cricket happening show with your host Ram. And what a fitting finale we had for the Royal London one-day series between Australia and England, where it was Australia who actually made the match a bit one-sided, I would say, because England in the final match, after roaring with 2 victories to level the series, found themselves really on a brink of a real collapse as they were bowled out for 138, and with this paltry total for Australia, it was a walk in the park as they made 140 for 2 in 24.2 overs. In fact, the spectators who had assembled at the Manchester and Old Trafford, as I said, it's a day match. One was really looking forward to see what was there in the pitch, but I thought it was the Australian bowlers who exploited it magnificently. And let me tell you, it was not the express pace bowlers who did all the damage. It was the lesser known bowlers like John Hastings and the all-rounder Mitchell Marsh with their very modest pace that they generate. They were the ones who actually did the damage. A magnificent victory for Australia, and Australia took the Royal London One-Day Series Cup here by winning the match by 8 wickets. Now, just talking about this game, it was the toss was actually won by England, and England, what they did is they decided to bat first. For me, it was a sort of because of the morning dew in the pitch, I was thinking that whether it would have been right for England to actually insert for England to actually insert Australia first. But on the other hand, it was not so. England decided that they will bat first. It was Morgan's decision, the English captain. And well, today let me tell you that sparkling start from Jason Roy didn't happen, because it was Mitchell Starc who was bowling beautifully. He was really testing Jason Roy, and Jason Roy, just after hitting a boundary in an eventful over, was gone as Starc had him LBW for 4. That was the first wicket. So the opening partnership was something which really faltered for England, because not only did Alex Hales fail, Alex Hales ended this one-day series with a whimper, I would say, because he really couldn't contribute much. He had a dismal one-day series. He was out for 4 as he tried to slash a delivery from John Hastings through the point region. Maxwell came up with the catch, and England was struggling at that stage at 13 for 2 in the 4th over. Then James Taylor and Morgan, and then suddenly it was James Taylor also couldn't really do something. He couldn't help England recover as his wicket was gone as he edged the delivery from Hastings into the hands of Matthew Wade behind the stumps for 12 of 18 deliveries with 2 fours, and England were really into a real bind at a score of 22 for 3 in the 6th over. Morgan was joined in by Ben Stokes, and then this happened. Now this was a mishap that happened for England, and that was a big blow, according to me, for England, because Morgan, who has been their mainstay of this England innings in this England for the England team, not only as a captain leading from the front, it was a real bitter blow, according to me, as Mitchell Starc, with a short delivery, had Morgan hit flush on the helmet. In fact, Morgan, trying to hook that delivery, probably trying to take his eye away from the ball, actually had the ball coming in and hitting him flush on the helmet, and Morgan couldn't take any further part of the game as he had to retire hurt, and he was gone. He had to retire hurt for 1. And I thought that was a very big thing that happened for England. In the sense, I mean to say, very unfortunate thing that happened for England. And so that ideally Morgan was out, so it was 22 for 4, even though Morgan was not out. He was retired hurt for 1. After that, we saw Ben Stokes get into his own. We saw that Ben Stokes was joined in by Bairstow, but for England, things really didn't take off. And now it was the turn of Mitchell Marsh to get amongst the wickets, as Mitchell Marsh came in and totally, I would say, cleaned out the middle order by snapping the wickets of Jonathan Barristow, by getting him LBW with a ball that held its line. He was gone for 10 or 15 balls with 1-4. Moeen Ali was caught behind the bowling of Marsh for 5, and David Willey was sent back to the pavilion. LBW bowled Marsh, and suddenly it was really going downhill, and England were really struggling big time. 72 for 6 in the 18th over. Ben Stokes was the only hope for them, and Ben Stokes decided that he has to play his strokes. He continued to play his strokes, but once again it was that man Mitchell Marsh who came in and picked up the wicket of Ben Stokes, which was an important wicket to take, as he had him LBW bowl Marsh for 42 or 51. There were 6 fours and 1 6. And then we saw that Mark Wood was gone to the bowling of Hastings for 13. Topley was playing today. Topley was bowled by other. In fact, the ODI debut was given to Topley. They decided to drop Stephen Fenn. One wonders whether that was the right decision, but Topley was gone. LBW bowled Ashton Agar for 6, and Ali Rashid was the only person who really offered some stout resistance and picked up 35 good runs. In fact, he made 35 or 45 balls in the final stages with 5 fours, and that was the reason England could reach 138. But that was Ali Rashid remained not out, and England's winnings were wound up for 138. And Australian bowlers were absolutely, as I said, the Australian bowlers, it was the, I'm surprised that it was not Cummins. Cummins was hunting for his 2 wickets to become the highest wicket taker in a one-day series for Australia. Unfortunately, today returned wicketless. 6 overs, no maiden, none for 33. Mitchell Marsh was named the man of the match and the man of the series. In fact, what a wonderful honor for Mitchell Marsh. He picked up the man of the match and the man of the series as he bowled 6 overs with great distinction. 6 overs, no maiden, 27 runs, and he picked up 4 good wickets. Ashton Agar, 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 12. Well supported by Hastings. Hastings the other day, I said, got a real pasting at the hands of the English bowlers, English batsmen. But today, Hastings really learned his lessons well, stuck to a very good line, and bowled a very economical spell. 10 overs, 2 maidens, 21 runs and 3 wickets. Mitchell Starc, 9 overs, 1 maiden, 44 runs and 1 wicket, providing the breakthrough, and that was it. So England innings wound up for 138, and one knew that this particular total, it was something very small for the Aussies, no doubt about that. Australia started, but Australians didn't have a good start. In fact, Burns was sent early into the pavilion by David Willey when he was caught behind by Barristow behind the stumps for a duck. And then we saw Smith making 12 runs of 28 balls before he was also a victim of the bowling of Mark Wood, caught behind by Barristow for 12 of 28 balls with 1-4, which made the score 31 for 2. And after that, we saw that Aaron Finch was trying to pinch the boundaries. He started hitting boundaries in a very with consummate ease, as he was handling the bowlers particularly very well. At the other end was George Bailey, who was taking his time but also ensuring that he was giving good company to Aaron Finch, and both saw to it that Australia won't lose any wicket as they went on to the victory target in the 25th over with almost 25 overs to spare. It was an 8-wicket victory. Finch remaining not out on 70 of 64 deliveries with 11 fours and 1 6. A beautiful knock from Aaron Finch, and Bailey was not out on a very neat 45 of 45 deliveries with 7 fours. Match over. Australia taking the Royal London one-day series 3-2. And looking at the bowling, Willey bowled excellently, I thought, under the circumstances. Probably with a lot of runs to defend, Willey could have been a very difficult customer. Look at his bowling analysis. 6 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 13. A tremendous spell of swing bowling from David Willey. Topley on his one-day ODI debut, 5.2 overs, 1 maiden, none for 33. Mark Wood, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 25. Adil Rashid was 4 overs, was very costly. He was stopped for 34 runs of his 4. Moeen Ali, 4 overs, none for 25. Australia winning the 5-match Royal London One-Day Series 3-2. Mitchell Marsh was named the man of the match, and he was also named man of the series for his all-round performance in this Royal London One-Day Series. Well, congratulations to Australia. England won the Test series, but Australia, even though they had some real fright as England rolled back with a 2-2 level series leveling victory in the 4th One-Day International, Australia absolutely decimated the Englishmen today to win the Royal London One-Day Series. Well, from here I'm trying to see whether the other news that I can share with you, dear fans and subscribers, is that the Indian Director of Cricket, who has been doing a great job, has been retained as the Director of the Indian Cricket till the World T20, which will be played in India in March-April 2016. So that is one news. Other than that, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share right now. I hope you all enjoyed this cricket broadcast of mine on this Cricket Happening Show. It has been a pleasure to bring you this Cricket Happening Show. Thanks for your company and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram signing off on a Sunday. Thank you.